Guyana TV Network.
The future of Guyana cricket is here. Are you ready to catch every thrilling moment? Never miss a game, news, information, interviews, and more. Guyana cricket will now be live and exclusive on the Guyana TV network. Experience the heart-pounding excitement from anywhere in the world. Catch every second, every ball, every wicket that drops on GCB TV, the channel on the Guyana TV network app. Watching Guyana cricket has never been this exciting. The Guyana Cricket Board has its own Cricket TV channel where you can watch all games live, get all your Guyana cricket news and updates, watch replays of games, access exclusive interviews and in-depth information. Stay connected. Stay informed. Never miss a game. Watch it all free on the Guyana TV network app. The future of Guyana cricket is here, live and exclusive on the Guyana Cricket Board's own TV channel, GCB TV. Catch all the games worldwide on GCB TV on the Guyana TV network app. Don't miss out. Download the app now and be part of the action.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
Good day and welcome to another edition of HowZat, Guyana's weekly cricket TV talk show. Of course, this week we're missing a co-host, but I still have these guys next to me, the trusted Brandon Corlett, Michelangelo Jacobus, and Timothy Jagaran. And guys, we've had so much happening in the world of cricket this week, and we just can't wait to delve into it all. Of course, we have the regional 4-day tournament. The fourth round was just completed. The Guyana Harvey Eagles coming away with a win. The CG United Women's Super 50 Cup just completed. Trinidad and Tobago taking that title from Jamaica. And then we've had some local and international stuff, which I'm sure the guys are eager to tell you guys about.
Yes, I'm sure the IPL is just around the corner. We must look at the 4 players from Guyana that are heading to the IPL. And Timothy, I'm sure, a lot's been going on locally in Guyana.
Yeah, there is the Bartica T20 League. A lot of people might not know about it, but that's going on right now.
I didn't know.
Bartica, and we have centuries being scored, so that's really good to see from that aspect. Michelangelo.
Yeah. And in a more central, location in Georgia, we have the ongoing Dave's West Indian Inc. 50 over first division competition. We had, quite a few matches over the last weekend, and also there's the NBS 40 over second division competition as well. And we'll be taking a look more in depth at those matches, and we have a lot of content to discuss today.
And of course, we want to thank Edward Baby Harry and Company, because we're going to need some energy as we get into these segments and these topics. So we want to thank them for distributing and importing the Pulse Energy Drink, and of course for sponsoring this show. And of course, since we're in the bit of gratitude, we also want to thank Scotty's Smokehouse for hosting us in a beautiful venue and a beautiful atmosphere. Yeah. Guys, do stay with us. We have so much to discuss this week. This is HowZat, Guyana's weekly TV cricket talk show. We'll be back after a short break.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
Welcome to Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We offer fine dining, a sports bar, dancing, and special events. Come and enjoy a great Caribbean meal or sit and enjoy the games. Watch for our upcoming special events and live shows. Hibiscus, where you can have a wonderful time with family and friends. We are located at 8344 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. Come out today and enjoy our wonderful atmosphere. Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We are your entertainment center in Sunrise, Florida.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to HowZat, Guyana's weekly cricket TV talk show. And we're going to get into some of the cricket that has been going on this past week. Of course, we want to start with the Kiddies. Republic Bank has renewed their sponsorship, so to speak. And we'll have another edition, the third edition, in fact, of the Kiddies cricket. No, the Five for Fun. Kiddies cricket was years ago. The third edition of the Five for Fun program. Of course, we're going to have 75 primary school teams from across the country. They'll be playing in their counties. The winner of the counties will be coming down to Georgetown to compete against each other for that coveted title. I believe Brandon said was St. Teresa's Primary won last year. So we're eager to see who will take the crown this year. And of course, it's some more local cricket. I'll hand you over to Michelangelo, and he has everything that you need that happened this week.
Yes, Jemima, of course. Most recently, we had 3 matches in the Daves West Indian Inc. First Division 50 overs competition. That's a GCA competition, which is the Georgetown Cricket Association. And, we had some lopsided matches. We had some pretty close ones. And I'll start off with Maltinos versus El Dorado. And that was as one-sided as it could get. Maltinos beat them by 247 runs. Of course, we had a bit of rain early in the morning before that match, and it was reduced to 41 overs. El Dorado won the toss and sent in Maltinos to bat, and Maltinos made 350 for 8 in 41 overs. We had some outstanding individual performances with the bat, none more so than Jeremiah Scott, who made 102 off of 72 deliveries. He hit 7 fours and 4 sixes, and he received valuable support from Trenton Liverpool with 62 and Damian Van Tol with 86. So they made 350, and then they bowled out Eldorado for just 103 and 27 overs. Keon Lake was the architect of their demise. He took 4 for 27 in 9 overs and received backup from Adrian Hines, who took 2 for 12. And this match was particularly surprising for me, DCC versus GDF. GDF won by 2 wickets.
Oh.
It's not often,
I was shocked.
It's not often that you see DCC, losing like that. Yes. So food is good.
Stricter regimen.
So DCC won the toss and they batted first, and they made 158 all out in 1.45 overs. Sorry. It was a low order contribution. I really pulled them up from Gustavo Hudson, who made 37 not out, and Alpheus Buki at the top of the order made 30. We had Nigel Beard taking 4 for 25, and Quincy Mickle with 4 for 36. Brandon, a fellow Borbisha. So those guys really, put DCC under the pressure early on. And then GDF, they overhauled that total with 2 wickets to spare. So a close victory in the end. Garfield Benjamin led the way for them with the bat with 68. Leon Swami saw the side over the line with a 16 not out at the end.
A lot of Borbishans you mentioned in there, man.
Yes, of course. Barnwell took Christopher Barnwell, that is, he took 5 for 31 for DCC, but it was not enough in the end. And then we had another lopsided contest with Police and Everest. I don't know what's going on with Everest.
Oh,
exactly. They have a lot of celebrities over there.
Yeah.
So, Police, they won by 118 runs. They batted first and made 193 all out in 37.4 overs. They had stars here and there, but the standouts for them were Kyle Michael with 38, Quentin Sampson with 34, Cornel London with 30. Bowling for Everest, Rafael Singh took 4 for 48 in 9 overs, and Chris Harry had 2 for 30 in 9 overs. On the batting side, it was a despicable performance, to say the least.
Yeah.
Everest were bowled out for 47.
What?
Yes, 47 in 22 overs. One guy made more than half their total, and he was not out. Varun Mangal with 25 not out. Saved them some face. And on the bowling side for Police, we had Bernard Bailey with 4 for 11. This is his second consecutive weekend that he's been standout with the ball. He received support from Dwayne Dick with 3 for 17 and Quentin Sampson with 2 for 13. So, those were the 3 matches that were played over the weekend in that competition. And to move over to the second division, 40 overs, that is sponsored by NBS. That's in the second division, of course. We had Bel Air Rubis coming up against Diplomats, and Bel Air won by 55 runs. Bel Air made 161 all-out batting first. Andy Lal made 38, and Ajay Guyana made 21. And for, Diplomats, they had Shemar Griffith taking 4 for 16, and Elvis Patroy 2 for 22. In response to the Diplomats, they didn't put up much of a fight. They got bowled out for 106, despite an unbeaten 50 from Nigel Simpson. Mahindra Singh was the guy with the ball for Bel Air. He took 5 for 22 from 6 overs, and Travis Passat chipped in with 2 for 12. So, that's it for the local competitions in Georgetown here. I believe Timothy has something. Yes, something
further away. In Bartica at the moment, there is the Bartica Premier League, the T20 League that's ongoing right now. And so far, they've had 1 match, and that would be the Bartica Super Strikers versus the Mavericks Super Strikers. It was a very high scoring match. Both teams scored above 200 runs. So, it wasn't lopsided.
That's a small ground, man.
Yeah, it was played at Dark Point ground. The Bartica Super Strikers batting first made 233 runs for 4, with Ronaldo Jeffrey scoring 108. Of course, we all know Ronaldo Jeffrey. We had Keanu Harry with 88. He was the next in line aside from Jeffrey. In terms of the bowling, we had Brian Alicock with 3 wickets for 27 runs from 3 overs, and Teddy Wong with 1 wicket for 43 runs from 4 overs. So everyone else was expensive. There wasn't a lot of wides. That when we look at some games, we see 10 or 12 or 15, but there was just 7 wides.
Okay.
So that wasn't bad. That was pretty good. And in reply, the Mavericks were able to make 205 for 7. So they gave some fights. Kenzo Bash with 21. We had Bisham Ahmed with 19, Joffrey Farrell with 21, and the standout performer was Keyshawn Tracy with 65. In terms of the bowling from the Super Strikers, we had Garfield Phillips with 3 for 24 and Shane Williams with 2 for 40. So Shane was a bit expensive, but still contributed to the game. Anyway, but the sad part is the Bartica Super Strikers won. They gave away 23 wides and 1 no ball.
Wow.
So had they worked better on that, it would have been better for them. So yeah, that's basically what happened in Bartica so far.
Timothy, it's funny that you would mention whites because I was watching a game this week and Brandon knows exactly what I was talking about. And one bowler in one session, it was 10 no balls.
Oh my
Yeah, 10
goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fitness has to do a lot with those things. And cricket, it's a game where you must rely on your fitness, especially if you're a fast bowler.
Right.
Right? So I know the Guyana Harpy Eagles, before we move into that, Jemima, I know the regionals women's Super 50 was, just concluded. So let's hear about that.
Guyana finished third.
Unlucky.
Hi.
You're unlucky.
Very unlucky. And I say that because the game that would have sealed Guyana's place in the final was rained out.
Yeah.
At that point, Guyana had made, I think it was 108, and Trinidad were 18 for 2.
Yes. Yes.
Chasing 108. The conditions look very good for the bowlers. So it's very unfortunate that that game was rained out, and on the account of points, Guyana found themselves outside. Because of that very day, Barbados had actually won their game to secure their place in the final.
Yeah.
So it was a big toss-up between Barbados, Guyana, and Trinidad. Anyways, Guyana played the third place playoff. They made 182 for 8. Rihanna Brimont again.
Yeah.
The star.
This tournament.
Yep.
Made 71. Carried that team in her back because Guyana's top order wasn't very good this tournament.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Very good. Brimont kept them together game after game. She did it again in the third place playoff. They made 182 from their 5th overs batting first. Bowled out Jamaica for 100 in 31.2 overs. I think Plafiana Millington really set the stage for what was to come. She got 2 wickets, then a run out, and then Niall Lachman came later on in the game, took a 4-wicket haul to seal that win for Guyana. Of course, Trinidad and Tobago's women are the new champions of the CG United Super 50 Cup. They played Barbados in the final, put Barbados into bat first. They made 71 in 29 overs. Trinidad chased it down in 23.2 overs, only losing 3 wickets. And this is something that really concerned me this tournament, the small scores.
Yes.
See in the 5th place playoff, Windward women winning. And they bowled out Leeward for 59. This is not the first time that Leeward has been bowled out for such a small score. This is their 3rd 50 score. This is something score in this tournament, playing about 5 or 6 games.
That's concerning. Yeah.
For the women's cricket in the region, I can't isolate it by geography. We have to generalize it in the region.
Across the region, yes.
That's ridiculous. So that's what happened in the CG United Women's Super 50 Cup. Of course, it was very good to see Barbados perform at that level, especially since they were missing their captain, Haley Matthews. People really believe that Barbados relies on Haley too much. So, getting to the final wasn't that bad without Haley, but they probably would have won it if she was here.
And Deandra Dutton as well. They're both in the Women's Premier League, the IPL.
Very
Stars. They are stars.
So, Brandon, let's switch over to the men.
Yeah.
The Guyana Harpy Eagles unbeaten.
Oh, yes.
Unbeaten thus
Feels
far.
familiar. It's like the Guyana Harpy Eagles, then the Guyana Jaguars. They own this regional 40 tournament.
Yeah.
Again. So they're currently leading the points table with 81 points. The Guyana Harpy Eagles, fresh from a win against Jamaica Scorpions. And it was a big win. 204 14 runs the Guyana Harp Eagles won by. That's a thrashing. That's a big win. So the Jamaica Scorpions in their fourth innings, they were rolled over for 44 runs.
Yep.
Let that sink in. 44 runs.
One session.
The Guyana Harp Eagles bowlers were very good. Ronaldo Ali Mohammed with 6 wickets and Niall Smith with 4 wickets. But we must see the batting from the Jamaican Scorpions, it was poor.
Very
Poor. Knowing that Brandon King has returned in the fourth innings, a lot, was said about him returning to, what red ball cricket, probably playing test cricket. But you cannot be rolled over for 44. The batting was poor. Port McKenzie, he stood out in the second innings, but cricket is always important, and the first innings score, you must set a platform early. Yeah. They showed some fight in the second innings, but it was not enough because Godakesh Moti and Versami Peramar, other spin twins, spun web around the Jamaicans in the second innings to bowl them out for 274. And Moti finished with 4, Peramar finished with 3. It's like we can say that on repeat.
Yeah,
These guys.
and that's for the second consecutive game.
These guys.
They did the same against CCC.
I was actually worried
Or West Indies.
on Saturday morning when I looked at the score. Kirk McKenzie not out on 100.
Come on,
Destructive
my
guy.
man.
Destructive.
But I was concerned. Because I'm thinking, after I saw the way the first session went, I'm thinking, Guyana gonna really let Jamaica hold them
I
up?
know what you're
Do
saying.
it.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
But it's really nice to see that, they got over it.
Mhm.
Ended it early. I think you guys should be home by now. That's how early the game ended on Saturday.
They were probably at the beach there in somewhere in Jamrock. But we must mention Kevlon Anderson, guys. The number 3 batsman. He scored a century in the fourth innings and followed that up with a half century.
Yeah.
Right? And we're always saying we want these guys to be consistent. And there was Anderson being
Consistency there.
consistent. Yeah.
That Kevlon didn't do it. Well, he did it at home.
Yes.
Prove that he can do it
Away.
from home. And that is so important for batsmen to be able to say that, hey, I could bat on my conditions, but I can bat on your conditions.
Of course. That's what we want. So it was good to see Machu Nandu and Tejnarayan Chandrapal in the runs. But
The strike rate
the
again.
strike rate again. It's like we keep repeating ourselves.
All right, so Nando made 6-1 in the first innings,
From
right?
how much balls?
From 195 with a strike
God.
rate of 31, which is
Kevlon Anderson take to make his century.
187
Wow.
with a strike rate of 62, And the thing is,
I think he needs to start.
Kevlon shows that you don't have to be ultra aggressive to score rapidly because he plays cricketing shots. I haven't seen him, with any poor shot selection.
My question is, Nandu's score, you said it was how much?
6-1 from 195 delivery.
Wait, so let's say you're in a pressure situation in a one-day match,
Yeah.
like New Zealand and India.
Let's not ruin the Timothy.
It was 68 from 101. What
Let
do
us
you
not
do
do
in
this.
that position?
You're going to open a can of worms.
Yes.
Please. We even have to consider getting to the international stage
Mhm.
Yes.
before we even have that discussion.
right.
Right now, we're going to take another break. Of course, this show is being filmed live from Guyana. We're at Spotty Smokehouse, and we're going to come back in the next segment and talk about some more, not cricket per se on the field,
Off the
Off.
field,
but
yeah.
cricket off the field. Of course, impacts the cricket on
On
the
the
field.
field.
Do stay with us. This is HowZat Guyana's weekly cricket TV talk show.
Welcome to Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We offer fine dining, a sports bar, dancing, and special events. Come and enjoy a great Caribbean meal or sit and enjoy the games. Watch for our upcoming special events and live shows. Hibiscus, where you can have a wonderful time with family and friends. We are located at 8344 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. Come out today and enjoy our wonderful atmosphere. Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We are your entertainment center in Sunrise, Florida.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
Guyana TV Network.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. This is HowZat, Guyana's weekly cricket TV talk show. The guys and myself are going to get into a very touchy subject.
Hi.
This
Touchy for some.
I should button up for some.
Of course, this has been a trending topic in the world of cricket for, I would say, at least the past few months, because every time we think that it's done and it's quieted down, somebody comes out and says something, somebody comes out and does something, and we're back again at this point where it feels like the Guyana Cricket Board and the Barbados Cricket Association are trying to hold Cricket West Indies accountable for something. And that thing is governance reform. Of course, Cricket West Indies has said in the past that they're trying to have some governance reform measures. They extended their term, I believe, yes.
Yes, it
Their term from 2 years to 3 years. That happened in December of 2024. And now, of course, we have President Dr. Kishore Shallow who's running for another term at the helm of Cricket West Indies. And some people don't like that. You know, it's a point of contention.
I mean, we all like change, don't we? I mean, when there's elections around the corner, some might say, you know, we should get some change. When you look at the results with the West Indies team on the field, it's been a mixed bag.
Yeah.
But there must be changes moving forward in West Indies cricket. Perhaps Dr. Shallow will come with something better because we're all looking forward to that.
Yeah, and you know, those elections happen in just a couple of weeks, and the new term limits, well, the expanded term limit will take effect from this election going forward. And you know, just to take a little more look at some of the governance reform that we're talking about. So the leadership term limits, of course, which you already spoke about, is one. And then there's the board composition and committees. And, you know, they're pushing for a gender representation equality by appointing female independent directors, which I think personally is the way to go.
I don't have any contention with that. Of course, that's something I always believe that we need more females if we are to push female sport more in general.
Exactly.
Then we need more females in administration. The independent directors is fine, but I feel like Cricket West Indies, not forcing, but they should at least be strong arming boards to have somebody from their board, a female from their board, be appointed a director. There's nothing wrong with a male and a female.
Exactly.
Of course.
And,
Have two spots.
and like we were speaking, you know, we were talking about it in the previous segment about if we want improved performances in female cricket in the region, we must start off field and then we get on field. And, you know, the other thing is the ethical and compliance measures, which they're pushing to have the territories to come up with integrity and dispute resolutions committee, which will look over ethics and disciplinary matters and financial accountability as well. You know, so those are important things. So that's just, you know, a summary of it. So to move on to the contentious part of it, right? So
What happened?
previously we've seen Guyana, the Guyana Cricket Board and BCA, Barbados Cricket Association. They were opposed to this governance reform. And I'm saying that if you're opposed to the things that are going on at the helm of CWI, why not contest the elections? But we haven't seen anything like that.
You have a point, because I want to remind you guys that last year there was a whole lawsuit. Well, not a lawsuit, but there was a
Court.
whole
Yeah,
battle
court.
Yeah.
where Guyana was challenging the election. And I feel this is where this entire contention with governance reform stemmed from, where the Guyana Cricket Board was challenging the election of Basra,
As in Maserat, yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board
President.
So that died down because, of course, Cricket West Indies said, hey, we're going to take the easy route. We're going to remove him from the post. And we're going to have a
And
reelection.
yeah,
Nobody nominated
Oh my
anyone.
goodness.
and he went right back in there.
Back to square one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And now because you were challenging the leadership of an individual, but yet nominations were open for CWI presidency, and there was no other nomination than Dr. Kishore Sharma. What is that?
But
Mr.
why?
Jemima, in this life, we have many suggestors and many that don't want to do the work.
Right.
And, looking through everything, and I don't want it to sound scandalous or anything like that, but, going through it, and you were talking about the financial oversight and risk management, and I was looking at the part where they were saying that they would have to see audited reports and transparency and accountability. I'm not saying it's true, but if it was me and I was running something and the three of you guys now want to get into my business and see what I'm doing with my money and how accountable I am and how transparent I am with it, I would have an issue because I don't want you in my business. I don't want to say that is the issue. What I'm saying is it could be one of many factors,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think it was about a month ago, Cricket West Indies released, there was this big grand announcement of all the tours that we're going to see
Yeah.
in the Caribbean and the tours that the players will be going on this year. Guyana cannot.
Yeah. We don't have any international fixtures for this.
Oh my goodness.
And I know someone might say, well, Barbados has games, but let's think about it. Barbados is probably the most desired cricket location in the Caribbean. The history in Barbados is so rich. Not just because Barbados has the history, but because they preserve the history, they cultivate it.
Yeah.
We don't see something like that in Guyana. Yeah, we have history, we have border, but everybody passes border like it's just border.
Yep.
There is no appreciation for Guyana's cricket history. And so that's why Barbados, you can't deny that Kensington Oval has to have games every year. Because when we see teams like England come, we see teams like Australia.
They bring their fan base. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Barbados has, they have to have games there. Now we see Guyana doesn't have any, and we're wondering why it's that. Isn't Guyana bidding for these games? Isn't Guyana putting themselves out there saying, hey, we need a game? What is happening, and why is Guyana being kept out of the pool? Guyana has 5 players in the international setup. Test, I believe the test is about 3 or 4. This is about 4 if you count Ishmael Joseph.
Yeah.
Well, this injury plaguing or whatnot. The T20 and ODI, we have 5. Guyana has almost half.
Oh,
The talent is there.
Yeah.
The talent is there.
So why is it that these players can't have the opportunity to play at home?
Politics.
Something is wrong.
Politics.
Something is wrong.
Well,
I just don't get it.
it's good to have cricket return into the smaller islands and so on.
That is nice.
St. Vincent, I was made to understand a lot of cricket will be played there.
Isn't that very
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
my president.
Yes.
Oh.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm not saying anything. But that is my contention with it. And I notice these little things and I feel like there's a subtle, hold on Guyana's cricket happening. And there is no denying that Guyana has one of the fan bases, or probably the most appreciative fan base for cricket. Probably right alongside Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
Guyanese people love their cricket.
Yes, no doubt.
They're going to argue and say, oh, y'all had Pakistan the other day, y'all had this team the other day, y'all didn't come out. Give us England.
Yeah.
Give us Australia.
The whole of our region, will be there. I can tell you that.
India for the T20 World Cup.
Yes.
Massive.
Yes.
It's 10 o'clock in the morning on a weekday. And people were coming into the stadium.
The escaping work.
Yeah. I was
You were one day.
I was concerned about that same the World Cup fixtures that we hosted. We had the minnows, so to speak.
Yes,
I put it
yes.
plain.
Uganda.
Yeah. Papua New Guinea.
Yeah.
That like.
Highlighted it. He was happy to have games in Guyana, but
What?
he was also a little upset that, we were getting these kinds of teams.
It's like saying I'm happy to have money, but you give me $20.
Oh my goodness. Well said, Timothy. Well said. Well said.
Yes.
There's something clearly going on in Cricket West Indies, and it would take some deeper introspection in order to figure out what I don't know.
I think we'll need several shows to get to the crux of the matter.
At the bottom of that.
But in a synopsis, guys, where do you see Cricket West Indies going from here? How effective do you think that their governance changes can probably bring West Indies? I don't want to say bring West Indies cricket back to the good game, because at this point I feel that is
We're
very
many steps
exciting.
from that summit.
How what do you think that the government reform can do for West Indies cricket? I should
All
say?
right. Well, we must note that these changes, governance reforms, they were suggested by from the Webby report, right? Which is a report was done to assess our structure. While I think they're well intentioned, I agree with some of them. Some of them I do not, but that's another issue for another day. It's all about how we go about implementing them and getting those reforms to translate to on-field form at all levels, because it must start from the local level, grassroots level.
All right, guys, we have to go for a quick commercial break, and we have a lot more on the other side. International cricket. We will talk about the little fading about the Fab Four. Not us. We are the Fab Four here. All right.
Yes.
Let's take a quick commercial break.
Welcome to Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We offer fine dining, a sports bar, dancing, and special events. Come and enjoy a great Caribbean meal or sit and enjoy the games. Watch for our upcoming special events and live shows. Hibiscus, where you can have a wonderful time with family and friends. We are located at 8344 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. Come out today and enjoy our wonderful atmosphere. Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We are your entertainment center in Sunrise, Florida.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
Welcome back to HowZat. We are going to get straight into this very big topic. Yeah, of course, we know that we have had the privilege of living in an era where the legends are still made. And I believe 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, these guys are going to be regarded as such big legends of the game. And it's always very nice when you can witness them playing in person with your own eyes.
Yeah.
Brad Foley. Yeah, don't tell me that.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Please continue.
Contrast for any player part in
Yes, he's good. He's very good.
Brad Foley, Steve Smith, Kane Williamson, Joe Root. Commonly referred to as the Fab
Top
Four.
4, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a trend now. We're in the era now where the Fab Four seems to be,
Tapering off.
yeah. We had Virat Kohli retiring from T20s last year after the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
We just had Steve Smith retiring from ODIs.
After the
Of
show.
course, Kane Williamson is still playing, but he has,
He's aging.
yes,
Yes.
he hasn't been the of course that he was probably 5 years ago. And of course, Joe Root, while he hasn't retired from T20 cricket, he's been playing less and less T20 cricket as time goes on. Guys, is the Fab Four near itself?
I would agree with you.
I would agree, yes. From across all formats, yes. We've already, we've seen Virat Kohli has not been doing so well in tests. So my question to you guys is, is test retirement in the beckoning for Virat Kohli?
Jemima, go ahead, please.
I feel like this is a personal attack.
Oh my god. It's the reality.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like he had a very difficult outing in Australia, and especially in the way he continued to get out game
Every single game.
Scott Boland.
And I think that probably, raised some concerns, not only in the Indian cricket sphere, but also personally. He's probably sitting down thinking, something is wrong here. It's my time to just end it, because as a legend of the game, you don't want to go out on a low,
Right,
not making
right.
runs.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
average is dropped. You don't want that for yourself. You always want to go out on a high. And I think that might be a concern, but I also think that in the back of his mind, he has those 100 tests. Well, not test centuries.
Centuries in total.
National centuries. Just lingering there, thinking, give me a year or two more, and I could get to that mindset.
I would allow him to play ODI cricket, and I am sure he's the chase master.
Yeah,
He will secure all those centuries. Of course, he's a legend already. He's the best, I would say, in ODI cricket. Right? When we look at the Fab Four today, I would rate Steve Smith as the better test batsman.
Yeah.
Right?
Be specific to tests.
Test batsman.
Test
We're-
batsman.
We're looking at tests right now. And I am saying Virat Kohli, of course, deserves, to choose when he retires, because he's a great of Indian cricket and he's a great in general.
Yeah, he is.
So I would say let him decide when he wants to retire from Test cricket. But ODI cricket, Virat Kohli will continue to break all the records, all of them. Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on to Kane Williamson, right? For me, he has not been as prolific across the various formats of recently, right? Of recently.
I know you're going to argue me for this, right? But okay, Williamson originally Fab Four. They were just picking another player.
At least you can't pick Baba Islam.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Baba,
Sorry.
Baba is
Let's
substitute. Number five. Number five.
I'm sure. I am very sure.
Fight you.
Okay.
You're conquering.
They were the harass you on there.
My apologies.
Yeah, that's just my thing. I think
Yeah.
Williamson is a great in his own right. He's a great of New Zealand cricket.
Yes.
But I always try to weigh whether he's a great of international cricket. I can't say that, Ken Williamson deserves to be in the Fab Four. I mean, he's
All right.
there,
Um,
but does he perform at the level that Joel, Steve Smith, and Virat Kohli does?
not of late.
Not as often.
Probably,
Not
I would
Not
probably label him as a home bully.
A home bully.
Yeah. Come for me, y'all. Come for me. I'm telling you. I look at
Take them
stats.
on.
I look
Yeah.
at stats.
Yeah,
and that's
I
the reality.
I have no objection there, to be honest. When he went to India, what did he do? Nothing outstanding, right?
But if we're looking, and I just pulled it up, right? If we're looking at, stats-wise, in terms of being a part of the Fab Four, in Test, he has an average of 54.9.
Right.
ODIs, he has an average of 49.5. And T20 International, he has an average of 3.4. IPL, 5.5. First class, 51.1. So, and further on, as we continue, so I can, when you look at the stats,
Good
when
set,
you
yeah.
look at the stats, you can probably see why he's probably there, because he's been performing well.
Well, for me, right? He's a great of New Zealand cricket. When it comes to the world, I don't think he's quite there with your Virat Kohli or Steve Smith or Joe, to be honest. That's my take on it.
I also think a lot of that has to do with height. We know that Indian people love their cricket. Australia loves their cricket. England loves their cricket. We're talking 3 territories that hold cricket in high esteem. I mean, of course, New Zealand loves their
Yeah,
cricket.
they love it.
But New Zealand's fans don't go after cricket the way they would in those other 3 territories. So what you have is a situation where Virat Kohli, Steve Smith, and Jones have benefited from a fan base that are devoted and that push them at any instance.
I agree with
Always want to say, hey, these guys.
Cricket is a religion there. Yeah.
If you check, let's say the Times or whatever in India, let's just give an example. You will see legend Virat Kohli scores another century or a fiery 89, and then you probably check the news and they can see Kane Williamson scores a century.
We need to take
He's good. We can't run away from the fact that Timothy highlighted his average. And I'm sure, Timothy, you're probably the only one on this table that's in agreement with Williamson being in that top 4. Isn't that true?
For the stats.
For the stats. But then there are other ways to look at stats. You can look at Kane Williamson's average in different countries. So his test average, at home, where he's from, New Zealand, right? He averages 66.7.
What's the average of me?
Right? So
He's so scared.
I always judge a batsman, right, when he can perform well in England.
Yeah.
England, the ball swings a lot. Testing conditions, overcast conditions, it's like the bowler's backyard.
Yeah.
James Anderson coming at you, boom, dominate. Kane Williamson's average in England, I want everybody to hear this. It's 30.
30.
30 in 8 test matches.
That says it. That does it.
Selection happened.
Right?
No, it
Come on. If you're rating these guys, you're saying, okay, yes, these are great.
Yeah.
But you cannot only dominate at home. But I'm thinking with Williamson, he's a fit guy. He will continue to play test cricket.
Yeah.
Right? He will continue to play cricket. And I'm sure for the next time New Zealand travel to England, Williamson will want to get that average of 30 above 50. Okay.
All right, guys. So, you know, that's our brief examination of the Fab Four. Well, not brief, but yeah, that was our examination of the Fab Four. You know, of course, we're all cricket fans here before we're journalists. And I want you guys to tell me now, who do you think is next in line to form a Fab Four of their own worldwide?
I have a fullback in my
I have one that I will.
Yes.
I got one.
Following 40 specific territories: New Zealand, England, Australia,
Right.
I want 4 people from those specific territories.
The big countries.
I will go with Australia since Steve Smith is my guy.
All right.
Marnus Labuschagne has been
took my player.
he's been around a little while, right?
Yeah.
But it's fair to say that once Steve Smith leaves the game, he will own that gap left by Smith, right? I mean, recently he has been off form, but he has also been trying to get back into form, and I think that bodes well for when Smith leaves the game. Australia will have somebody to fill that position. That's me for Australia.
Australia.
I am going to give the first one I want to give, and because he's been so exceptional on the international stage lately, I'm going to New Zealand and I'm going to give Rachin Ravindra.
Right.
Whoa.
Phenomenal guy.
Yep.
He has debuted that long ago, probably about 3 years ago, and
Yeah.
he's already, we could say in light terms, a world beater because he's performing against every opposition.
And that's in all formats.
He's scoring centuries in those big games, Champions Trophy, World Cup centuries. And you know, a lot of people dream about scoring a World Cup century or a Champions Trophy century. And this kid, he's from what? Bangalore, I think he was born in.
Yep.
And look at what he's doing.
So could he double as the India submission?
Alright, no, let me go for my India
Go
submission.
for it in this
difficult one.
I know it's difficult because there's so much players. There's Yashasvi Jaiswal. He's like a king at Test cricket right now, but he's not playing in white ball cricket. So if you're looking at a Fab Four, you have to be
All
critical
format,
and look at all format. So my all format player for the future will be Shubman Gill. I know his Test record is not up to his standard, but look at his ODI cricket. He's the world #1 ranked batsman right now in ODI cricket, and he's been given leadership roles for India. So he definitely earmarked as the future captain. That means he will play all 3 formats. So it's just a matter of time because we know Virat Kohli, he's on his way out to Jamaica. Rohit Sharma is also getting there. So Shubman Gill is my guy.
Well, quickly,
Mm-hmm.
my guy is Harrigan from England.
Oh yes.
Fearless approach to
Fearless,
test cricket,
Undoubtedly.
limited
Yeah,
performance,
he's
you
good.
know.
He's good.
I believe that next 10 years from now, we'll definitely see his name up there.
All right, guys, check us back in the next 10 years to see if
Our predictions made it.
our predicted top 4 is actually up there in the records in international cricket. We're going to take another break right now, and when we get back, we're going to have a very fun segment. I'm so eager to see what the fans. No, we have a player of the week.
Yes.
So we'll go back over what happened in international cricket this week, and we're going to pick out the player that we believe most excelled. So stay with us. This is HowZat Guyana's Cricket TV Talk Show.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
Guyana TV network.
Welcome to Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We offer fine dining, a sports bar, dancing, and special events. Come and enjoy a great Caribbean meal or sit and enjoy the games. Watch for our upcoming special events and live shows. Hibiscus, where you can have a wonderful time with family and friends. We are located at 8344 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. Come out today and enjoy our wonderful atmosphere. Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We are your entertainment center in Sunrise, Florida.
Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us at HowZat, Guyana's Cricket TV talk show. Guys, a very fun segment. I feel like we had a lot of fun with this one last week. We talked about the player, well, not of the week, but we talked about the player that most impressed us in recent times. But this time, we're going to be very specific to the past week. So we're going to pick, it doesn't have to be an international player. We can pick a local, regional, or international player. And then at the end of it, we're going to agree on who most impressed us as the player of the week. Anybody want to start? I want to hear myself.
All right, let me start off. I'll start with a local, right? A local legend of sorts. more renowned for his batting prowess. Christopher Barnwell, DCC's captain, you know. So I'll be picking him based on his performances with the ball for DCC over the last 2 weekends, and he took consecutive 5-wicket hauls. One was in a winning effort. One was the loss to GDF. So Christopher Barnwell, locally for me. Regionally, I'll have to go with Kevlon Anderson, purely because he had that first innings century and then he followed it up with an unbeaten 50, so that's Kevlon for me. And taking from the women's cricket, the just concluded women's Super 50, I'll have to go with Rialana Grimond again. But she deserves to be there purely based on performance.
Definitely. I'm going to jump in with mine. And the first person I have to agree with you on the regional stage, Kevlon Anderson is one of my picks because I have 2 regional picks. Kevlon Anderson is one of my picks. Not just because of his performance this week, but he has been very consistent throughout this West Indies Championship cycle this year. Quite a few half centuries. Even when he didn't score half centuries, he got starts. 30-something, 40-something. Anderson has been very good this year. So Anderson is my pick. My second pick, I feel like Brandon might have some contention with us. I'm still going to say my second pick, regionally from the Guyana Harpy Eagles, is Ronaldo Ali Mohammed. 6-wicket haul in the first innings against Jamaica. Then came back, took another 3 wickets against Jamaica to end with 9 wickets in this game. And of course, Ali Mohammed has proven that he's good with both bat and ball. And he's really given, more than just batting, he's given Guyana the impetus they needed sometimes. Very aggressive. He doesn't, try to, that ball, that kind of thing. Ali Mohammed goes at the bowling, and I believe a lot of times in this West Indies Championship cycle, it was needed. It was very necessary. So those are my 2 picks on the, still kind of local. But my other player that I'm going to pick is Clapiana Millington. I know Rialana Grimond has done very well in the CG United Women's Super 50 tournament, but I feel Millington has been overlooked a lot. She's been very, very consistent with the ball in this tournament. Almost every game that Guyana has played, Clapiana Millington has took either 3 or 2 wickets. Every single game. There isn't a game that she didn't take a wicket. She's been very consistent, and more than that, she has been doing it at the top of the bowling innings, really giving Guyana the foundation they
opening the gates.
Exactly. To rout their opponents. So those are my 3 picks. Brandon, you look like
it's not easy though for Millington. Speaking about Millington, it's not easy for a spinner to be bowling the new ball game after game, because bowling the new ball, you wouldn't get much torn. The ball would skid, and it's very difficult to grip the hard new ball. My players of the week, by nature, you guys know I'm a critical guy, right? But before I go into my 3 players of the week, Jemima, you mentioned Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, right? I was heading in that direction. I was, but again, he took 6 wickets. You must give credit where it's due. But the batting was so poor by the Jamaica Scorpions. If you look at a lot of things you have to look at, there are certain ingredients that would make a tasty fast bowler, right? There's fitness, there's consistency. So I would say the Guyana Harpy Eagles also lack the killer instinct. And not only that, Kevlin Anderson had mentioned after his century, when asked why did the Guyana Harpy Eagles bowled out these Scorpions and opted to bat instead of enforcing the follow-on. Anderson had mentioned that the bowlers were tired.
After bowling out for 44?
In one session. How can you be tired? What message are you sending?
You have to give them the fact that those 2 bowlers actually bowled all the
Yeah, they just used 3 bowlers.
I understand that.
But I mean, they could sit down in the dugout for like a 10
Couple minutes.
Substitute fielders,
Exactly.
spinners, and then bring them back.
So yes, he took.
There was also Thaddeus Lover who could have done
Yeah, of course.
Of course. So these guys, they need to have that killer instinct. If you want to beat Australia consistently, it must start from the regional level.
Right.
You must have that killer instinct. Let me go into my 3 players because I can go on and on about that. Kevlin Anderson, we have to agree with that. Consistency is the key in batsmanship. And he's doing that right now. I'm very proud because his average right now in first class cricket, it's over 40. And that's a good thing.
We haven't seen that in a little while, to be honest.
Right. My boy.
Wow.
My boy.
3 centuries.
Yeah, so Kevlin Anderson, we must say he is one of the players right there. I think he will win the player of the week. My second player, even though we have to highlight the good things about the players and their week, something good that happened this week was Machu Nandu scoring a half century. So he's my second player of the week. Come on, guys, let's be happy. He scored a half century. But let's look at the way in which he scored that half century. I mean,
Slowly but surely.
he could have gone at a better rate.
Yeah.
He is one of the young players that Cricket West Indies invested in so much. He was in India with the Chennai Super Kings batting camp. So I am saying, Machu Nandu, if you're watching this, please, this is your opportunity to score hundreds. You scored that first class century in Antigua. I was there. I witnessed that. It was good to see. But you need to be more attacking in your stroke play. Agree?
I agree.
Okay. It's not me alone.
Yeah.
My 3rd player of the week, it's on the international scene. It's that kid from New Zealand. Ratchin. Those cover drives.
Yeah.
Man, he's good. He's a treat to watch.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Timothy, I'm eagerly awaiting your 3 this week.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, starting number 1 with Bartico. They know when
The
talk about Ronaldo Jeffrey. That century, inaugurally, he scored that century. That was great. Moving to regionally, I'm going to say Ronaldo Ali Mohammed, so the Ronaldos are doing it. Why am I saying that? Because he has played, I think it's 6 or 7. No, he has scored 196 runs at an average of 47. Also, he's the number 4 leading wicket taker in the tournament with 18 wickets. Sami Pramar has 19, which is 1 in front of him. So, by rights, he deserves to be mentioned. And my 3rd player, Steve Smith. And I call Steve Smith because he retired. I'm a Steve Smith.
Don't get emotional here.
Yes,
Come on. Oh my goodness. Retired.
I'm going to call Steve Smith. Those are my 3.
Okay.
It goes without saying.
Yeah, Kevlin Anderson.
Who said what?
Yeah.
Kevlin Anderson is the player of the week. And rightfully so.
Yeah.
But guys, this week, Guyana is playing Windward Islands Volcanoes. They're playing right at home at the Guyana National
of course.
Stadium. it's your chance to get a look at what we're talking about.
Mhm.
Because us saying it you know,
Yeah, we can just stop. Yeah.
Yeah.
to see this batsmanship in person, go down to the National Stadium the next 3 days, I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Catch a glimpse of
And the thing is, it's absolutely free. You don't have to go and pay $20,000 for grass, pound, or anything like that. You can walk with your snacks. You can walk with your refreshments.
Buy some juice from now on.
Norman will be there with his juice.
Oh.
So I encourage you and I implore you to go down to the National Stadium and give the guys some support. They own this competition and they've been doing it without crowds for a very long time. And I'm pretty sure that some encouragement will be much appreciated.
Yeah, it's not easy to play in front of empty stands, So I kind of feel for those guys. But we have the most exciting segment. Would you agree with me next?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this show, guys, remember this show, it's all about the fans. It's for you, the fans. So fans, we will hear what you have to say on the next segment.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
Welcome to Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We offer fine dining, a sports bar, dancing, and special events. Come and enjoy a great Caribbean meal or sit and enjoy the games. Watch for our upcoming special events and live shows. Hibiscus, where you can have a wonderful time with family and friends. We are located at 8344 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. Come out today and enjoy our wonderful atmosphere. Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We are your entertainment center in Sunrise, Florida.
The future of Guyana cricket is here. Are you ready to catch every thrilling moment? Never miss a game, news, information, interviews, and more. Guyana cricket will now be live and exclusive on the Guyana TV network. Experience the heart-pounding excitement from anywhere in the world. Catch every second, every ball, every wicket that drops on GCB TV, the channel on the Guyana TV network app. Watching Guyana cricket has never been this exciting. The Guyana Cricket Board has its own cricket TV channel where you can watch all games live, get all your Guyana cricket news and updates, watch replays of games, access exclusive interviews and in-depth information, stay connected, stay informed, never miss a game. Watch it all free on the Guyana TV network app. The future of Guyana cricket is here. Live and exclusive on the Guyana Cricket Board's own TV channel, GCB TV. Catch all the games worldwide on GCB TV on the Guyana TV network app. Don't miss out. Download the app now and be part of the action.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
Welcome back, guys. Remember, we're here live on HowZat, your weekly cricket TV talk show. And this segment, right? This segment is probably one of the more interesting ones. And we have questions from fans. And I'm going to delve right into it because this question that I have here is I think Jemima will take a lot of umbrage to this question, right? So the first question is from Shane Ramchan. And he asks, would Kohli have been as successful if he played in the 90s against bowlers like Wazim, McGrath, and Ambrose? So, no. Who wants to take this one first? Who wants to go first? Timothy?
I know Jemima want to go first.
I will not even be answering.
Oh my goodness.
What did the bowler name you called? Wazim?
McGrath and Ambrose.
You saw how they out Kohli in the test series in Australia when they were playing, right? What did it? Push the ball outside there.
And that was
And those guys were swinging it. And those guys were absolute legends.
Yeah.
From the time they picked that out in the first game, that's it. Bare single digits.
So you're saying that Wazim Akram would have been his father?
Any day. Any day.
Your take on that one?
Yeah. We may never know. But when you look at the quality of bowling then
Compared to now.
a lot has changed. And I'm in agreement that it would have been a different Virat Kohli back then.
Jemima, you're boring
Jemima
up
has
there.
nothing to say. You can't.
Well,
My submission is this is the twilight of Kohli's careers.
Yeah.
Just said that they're probably nearing retirement.
Okay, yeah.
Young, fresh Kohli, world beater Kohli.
I think they would have roughed him up, to be honest. That's my take on it. My take on it.
From the Ambrose on this list,
Yeah.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
They would have, but I can't go so far as to say that Virat Kohli now wouldn't have been Virat Kohli.
You're right.
That's why.
Here's another justification why. Remember, these guys used to play without not much gears at least.
That is true.
Right?
That is true.
Trying to say soft.
one shot ball from Jeff Thompson or somebody to his head, and that's it. You had a Virat Kohli because you probably been in the hospital, I torn a coach or something.
20 years down the line, I don't want to see y'all cheering and telling me, oh, my father tell me that he went to the stadium and he see Kohli batting boards. Kohli. I want to hear none of it.
I mean,
You're safe with that.
let's look at Jemima's perspective 1 minute, because look at things now. The game has evolved so much. There's so much technology. So let's say Virat Kohli was facing the likes of Ambrose, Wazim Akram, and so on. No. He would look back at the monitor and say, okay, this is Akram's advantage, this is Amrose's advantage, and he will work on that. He would have worked on that. So we may never know.
Okay, guys, there you had our takes on that first question. An interesting question. I don't think that Jemima liked that one bit.
Such as life.
This one is also an interesting one, right? So we have it from Javid Kat, and he asks, why does England get so much praise for baseball when West Indies played aggressive cricket long before them? We made Jemima laugh. So I'm going to go first on this one, right? My contention is that they play baseball in tests alone because based on their performances in the Champions Trophy, they made a couple of totals below 200. So if you're all about baseball, how come it's not translating to the format where it would be most valued? Right?
Yeah.
I agree West Indies has been playing aggressively, but there are things that West Indies miss, such as turning over the strike, finding the gaps when there are no boundaries to be had. And that's just my thing on it. I like baseball. It's attractive to test cricket, but if you're only going to do it in one format, that it says there's a lot to be desired.
We have to give Brendan McCullum some more time because he recently took over, the white ball setup for England. So perhaps after George Butler, he stood down as captain, we might see Harry Brook being the future England ODI captain.
I think so.
That's
right? So we might see a different brand. Let's give them something. Let's give them something.
I have to agree with Michelangelo that West Indies plays aggressive cricket, but it's not quite baseball.
Good.
And this is my submission. West Indies plays aggressive cricket, but that is the only cricket West Indies plays. They don't have another mode. West Indies doesn't have slow, medium, fast.
No.
West Indies are faster.
Train wreck cannot take.
West Indies cannot go back into a mode where they notice, hey, this is the game situation. We need to take it one ball at a time. We need to rotate the strike. We need to find the gaps. And that's why when I saw Sheriff in Rutherford, but I think it was late last year against Sri Lanka and against England. That is why Sharpin's innings were so refreshing.
Yeah.
Because Sharpin did what no other West Indian player has been doing for the past few years. Probably with the exception of Shea Hope when he was playing.
Shea Hope.
But other than the two of them, West Indies doesn't have, they don't have slow, they don't have take your time. West Indies only knows aggressive cricket.
That's true.
But England, when they're playing fast ball now, you have seen instances where, yes, they go after the bowling. But when they notice that they've lost too many wickets, probably about 4 or 5 wickets within a certain number of overs, they take a step back.
Yeah.
You have to take a step back. But West Indies doesn't know how to do that.
West Indies is like the gym bro of cricket. I can lift heavy weights, and that's all I know to do. I don't know to do light, I don't know to do cardio, I just know how to heavy weights.
So you're like you.
That's why when I play cricket, I like to ask the first ball that comes to me. I don't care how fast you are or walk. So, brother,
Nicholas, that's the style.
All right, guys. Our third and final question for this segment. This one is a bit more, serious. So, Devon Grant, he has a question, and he asks, why are some of the top performing domestic players not getting selected for their national teams? Is it politics, or are they not ready for international cricket?
Well, wait. Can you read back the question?
Yeah. Why are some of the top performing domestic players not getting selected for their national teams? Is it politics, or are they not ready for international cricket? This one is, a testy one.
I don't want to say.
Selection is, to me, very objective. Selection, although we have setups where we have a panel of 5 selectors, selection will always be subjective because those 5 people will make their submissions and say, hey, I like this person, I like the person, somebody got a cousin, somebody got a nephew, and those kinds of things.
Sounds not true.
Somebody got a greenie.
Sounds not true.
If we were selecting players, we probably put out a public vote. And somebody says, hey, we have these 20 players playing this tournament. And you, the public, say who performed best, we would have a different team.
Yeah, because I've had many persons come to me who are involved in cricket, when it's the father of one of the individuals playing, irrespective of which tournament it is, and they've all complained one thing. There is this guy who doesn't perform. How is he in the squad when there is this individual who is doing well, who has to it up, but you're not giving him a chance, you're giving the person the chance who's not doing anything and who's not making it in. But then you hear, oh, there's a friend, a godfather, of course, Nora, uncle.
A godfather, yes. That it will continue to be an issue in Guyana's cricket because let's not run away from the fact that politics is real in Guyana's cricket. And a guy can come and take 3-5 wicket hauls in trial. Well, they don't even have trials these days. My goodness. So politics is real in Guyana cricket and West Indies cricket. But the fans, we all want to see an even play field in cricket and selection. But I don't think it can get there.
Yeah, it might be another lifetime. I'm going to say another few years, but it might be another.
I'm hoping that it improves. My take on it is that some players are overlooked because of the same politics situation.
Yeah.
And to be fair, looking closer at home, right? Our most recent 4-day championship selections, we had trial matches, right? And we saw young Thaddeus Lovell getting picked solely based on performance, which was a positive for me. And the other thing is that you have to look at Guyana's national setup. There are only 13 spots available. Back in the day, there used to be 15. So that means 2 spots less. And that is a contentious point, and that's a topic for another day. So, I hope our opinions have helped to answer some of your questions. And I'd just like to thank Pulse Energy Drink, of course, distributed and imported by Edward B. Bihari and Company. That's it for this segment. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
Guyana TV network.
Welcome to Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We offer fine dining, a sports bar, dancing, and special events. Come and enjoy a great Caribbean meal or sit and enjoy the games. Watch for our upcoming special events and live shows. Hibiscus, where you can have a wonderful time with family and friends. We are located at 8344 West Oakland Park Boulevard, Sunrise, Florida. Come out today and enjoy our wonderful atmosphere. Hibiscus Restaurant, Sports Bar, and Nightclub. We are your entertainment center in Sunrise, Florida.
Welcome back, guys. Of course, you're tuned in to HowZat Guyana's weekly cricket TV talk show. And we're at the end of the road for this edition of HowZat. We've had a lot to talk about today. We talked about the Fab Four, talked about West Indies cricket and their governance reform. And of course, we brought you a lot of updates on what is going on this week what happened last week in cricket, both local, regional, and international. Guys,
It was a really good show, right?
Yeah,
I know you guys.
the part where they were personally attacking me.
Yeah, but you
about-
guys. Yeah, Jemima, you had a lot of bullets to dodge.
She was new in the matrix.
Right. But I think it was a critical show.
yeah.
You guys may not agree again with my views and my players, but
It's just the players.
it's the reality.
The one player.
And at the end of the day, I don't want anybody to get me wrong. At the end of the day, I want to see the best for Guyana and the best for West Indies.
That's correct.
Yeah, man, definitely.
I think that's something we could all agree on.
You know, I particularly enjoyed some segments more than the others. I think we really touched on some important things here, like the governance reform, just like you said, and also, where we examined the state of local cricket. Timothy?
I really like how we really get into these topics because I'm big on constructive criticism. Don't be offended when we say certain things. We don't say this because we want to say it or because we can't say it, but we say it because, as Brandon said, we want to see the best cricket in Guyana and cricket West Indies. So if anyone there is watching it, please don't come for us like that. We are doing this out of a love for cricket.
Yes.
And it's something that has been happening for many, many years. So please accept our constructive criticism and let's see how we can do better.
Yes, and we're here also as a voice for the fans. And that is why I always enjoy that segment, Michelangelo. It's amazing. The fans, they get to speak.
Yeah, of course. And, without the fans, there would be no cricket show.
Again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of recapping. Well, we have so much to look forward to in the world of cricket. Of course, with the Champions Trophy concluding, we now have to focus on the T20 international stage. Well, not international, but,
The
T20
franchise
part
cricket,
of the Indian Premier League, one of the most anticipated
It is.
T20 franchise tournament in the world
Without
is
doubt.
going to be begin on Saturday, March 22nd. The first game for the IPL is going to be a clash between KKR and RCB. That is so interesting.
That's a classic.
We are going to be seeing, of course, Sharafin Rutherford versus Romario Shepherd. That's the way I see it. I mean, those guys are there, but Sharafin and Shep, they're going to be coming up against each other. I want to do something quick. Right off the bat, guys. Call your team for the IPL. This is going to be important.
Lucknow Super Giants, that's my team.
Quick. Mumbai Indians, forever and always.
I know.
Jemima?
What to say? Listen, this year is we year. This year is. I'm feeling it.
The girls are talking about?
No, shut up. No, the girls.
Oh, sorry. What happened?
I think for the women, it's either going to be between Delhi Capitals and the Mumbai Indians in that final. That's the way I see the final. But for the no, that's not happening.
Okay. All right.
But for the men, I have RCB, and not just because of Kohli. I like Shep. I like the player Shep.
Oh yes.
All the Guyanese players that will be featured in the IPL. I think Shep is my favorite in that group, so I have to call RCB. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of HowZat Guyana's weekly TV cricket talk show. Of course, we're going to be here again next Wednesday at 8 p.m. So be sure to tune in. Be sure to encourage someone to download the app. We were coming to you live today from Guyana at the Scotty Smokehouse on the east coast of Demerara. As I previously said, it's a beautiful atmosphere.
It is.
You can check them out on your own, great food, and bring a friend and have a little line, We had a good line today.
It was very good today. I feel very nice.
Of course, we also want to thank Edward B.B. Harry and Company for sponsoring our show with the Pulse Energy Drink. Of course, they distribute and import this product, so you can check out local supermarkets countrywide. And, get the taste of it. It's really good. You guys feel energized? We could go for the show.
Yeah, I could go.
I'm ready. I am ready.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And be sure to join us again next week for another edition of HowZat.
Power through anything with Pulse Energy Drink. Choose from mango, sugar-free, and original. Get charged with Pulse.
The future of Guyana cricket is here. Are you ready to catch every thrilling moment? Never miss a game, news, information, interviews, and more. Guyana cricket will now be live and exclusive on the Guyana TV network. Experience the heart-pounding excitement from anywhere in the world. Catch every second, every ball, every wicket that drops on GCB TV, the channel on the Guyana TV network app. Watching Guyana cricket has never been this exciting. The Guyana Cricket Board has its own cricket TV channel where you can watch all games live, get all your Guyana cricket news and updates, watch replays of games, access exclusive interviews and in-depth information, stay connected, stay informed. Never miss a game. Watch it all free on the Guyana TV network app. The future of Guyana cricket is here, live and exclusive on the Guyana Cricket Board's own TV channel, GCB TV. Catch all the games worldwide on GCB TV on the Guyana TV network app. Don't miss out. Download the app now and be part of the action.
Guyana TV Network.